Freemasonry plays a huge role in voodoo and
if you no get now you sabi, you know feel easy your body, oh. But if not them need you, they go come to you, come they give you different. This is super story, oh. Though the story touch me, oh, but I know if send you money, oh. If I say make a calculate, what in they spend from Monday to Sunday, they make me reminisce on those days. We pocket money, go yakpa for my pillowcase, oh. Now I got send the money, loleo. Everything where I want, I must pay, oh. More bail, I fit to give any.
Maybe another time, maybe another life. You will be my wife and we'll get it right. Don't cast, last. Now everybody go to breakfast. Have to say bye-bye, yo. Bye-bye, yo. To the love of my life. My eye, yo. Don't cry, yo. I need to go and shy, 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 yo. Now everybody go to breakfast. For the result, nothing to discuss, cause I did win by fault and doubt any doubt, I'm a me happy adult, I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the girl. I know only, and I know that they're both like the Baba Frayo, my ayo, don't cry, yo. And the Ayo, and the Ayo. I did Patakot when then kill Soboma. I did try to buy moto, want Toyota Corolla. My feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Now you crash your Ferrari for Lucky Bonda. Now see what you make with that pain all over. My feelings today swing like Django Lover. Feelings today swing like Timbani at you. From a white dog in Venice. Why you say I did nothing for you when if I do anything you want me to do? Somebody got you. From a white dog in Venice. Why you say I did nothing for you when if I do anything you want me to do? Maybe another time, maybe another life. You will be my. We don't cast, last. Now everybody go to breakfast. For the result, nothing to discuss, cause I did win by fault and doubt any doubt, I'm a me happy adult, I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the clients out, I'm a mind that's really dark, I put my life into my job and I know you manipulate my life.
Jaguars usually live to be 12 to 15 years old, although one jaguar in a zoo in Croatia lived to be 29 years old. Jaguars were often used as a symbol in religions in the Americas prior to colonization. Art of jaguars has been found from civilizations in Peru to the Mayans to the Anasazi to the mound builders in Missouri. In the additional reading section, I put an interesting article about why the mound builders had jaguar art. Famously, jaguars also come in the limited edition skin known as black panthers. Their lovely blackness is caused by an inherited trait called melanism, which is kind of the opposite of albinism. In melanism, there is more melanin than normal. In albinism, there is an absence of melanin. Something that makes jaguars not like the other cats is how they kill their prey. See, other cats kill their prey by biting the neck of the other animal. Leopard rosettes are made of closely packed dots, where the jaguars are a bit looser and have a dot in the middle of the rosette. The markings are a form of camouflage. When they move through the forest in the shadows, the spots help break up their form. There can also be melanistic leopards just like there are jaguars, and they are also called black panthers. If you run into a spotted cat in the wild, you can tell the difference because they don't live on the same continent. The leopard is native to leopard was often a sign of royalty, and in the 20th century when fabric printing became easier, leopard print became popular. Dior had an old leopard print show in the 40s, and Jackie Kennedy often wore it, as did other members of high society. It seems like it started as a symbol for women's empowerment, and then Hollywood put every character that is supposed to be a slutty mom in leopard print. Eventually, this lowered its perceived status. Throughout their range, leopards generally prefer to eat whatever grazing animals are around, although they have been known to eat everything from jackals to birds.
Did you know that Freemasonry plays a huge role in voodoo and
Out for the result, oh. Nothing to discuss, oh. Cause I did win by fault and without any doubt, oh. I'm a me happy adult, oh. I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the girl. I put my love, oh. I know only, and I know that they're both like the Baba Frayo, my ayo, don't cry, yo. And the ayo, and the ayo. I did Patakot when then kill Soboma. I did try to buy moto, one Toyota Corolla. My feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Now you crash your Ferrari for Lucky Bonda. Now see what you remake with that pain all over. My feelings today swing like Django Lover. Feelings today swing like Timberlake at you.
It's time for us to take a look at the stage of Tukula. This is coming from African Cosmology of the Bantu Congo, written by Kimbwandende, Kiabunseki, Fukiyao. Kula, to grow in one's way of making one's own history. Kikulu, to develop. To mature until reaching the position of leadership and be able to exercise it. Being in the king or leader's place is to be in the position of authority and power. The kala, by the process of growth and maturation, becomes tukula, the red or redness, which is the symbol of mature leadership within the community. It is also the step of the man of deeds, Nkwa Mavanga. The collective maturation, its leadership through the process of collective growth allows for social and community development. The step Kala Tukula segment, representing the present time, is the positive one in the upper world, Nkunseke, the physically living world. The Tukula position occupies the center of the cone of power and leadership, Sudi Kialendo, which I may also call the V of life. To grow, to mature, Kula, is to be ready to enter into this powerful zone of the V of life. It is very important to understand also that to enter the V of life zone is to stand vertically. Tilama Luimbanganga. Inside the V of life, V Kianzingu. To stand vertically like a master, Nganga, between the earth and the sky. Vakati kwantoto yezulu, and between the upper world and the lower world. Vakati diankunseke yekumpembe. The Egyptian Ankh symbol itself is nothing else but a symbol of a master, Ganga, standing vertically inside the V of his community life as a priest and a leader. The fate of societies, institutions, and social systems all depend on how people of a given society enter this zone. Tukula.
Because I understand the truth. Masonry is not the Illuminati. Freemasonry is, or was, it originally started off as what science would be called today. Back in the days, there were several sects that knew the truth, and they would put that truth into whatever craft they were practicing at the time. So first you have men and women that make boats, and they make these boats to sail. So they create what is called maritime law, the law of the sea. Sort of like an old Freemason or Masonic poem is, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. That's the secret, if you can comprehend what I just said. But the point is that secrets are put into the craft of the teacher. The teacher does not blatantly tell you, this is the truth. You won't even understand it. What the teacher does is put the truth in the craft that the teacher is practicing. So you have shipbuilding, and you get this whole philosophy, which is really all of Egyptian mythology based on ships, water, because that was their craft, that was what that was. Then you go a little further down, and you get, actually right here in California, on Wilshire Boulevard, there's a major Masonic temple there, and on the outside of the temple, they show you the Pharaoh Akhenaten handing over to a Greek philosopher the truth. And that Greek philosopher handing it off to someone else. This is where Freemasons get their knowledge handed to them from the Pharaoh of Egypt, Akhenaten, who is one of the special pharaohs, because Akhenaten is the one that didn't believe in the old Egyptian ways. He said there is a new way to approach God, and told everybody that God was the Son. And we're not going to get into Christianity and all of that later, but this was first Akhenaten. Now, I mentioned all of that just to draw a wedge between Freemasonry and Illuminati. The Illuminati is a different group. May have been some of them may have been Freemasons, but Freemasonry is about the building of man as Solomon's temple. As Solomon builds his temple, this is how you should be building yourself. And as one of Solomon's temples, you are also building the world to be a better place. That's Freemasonry.
These bats, and maybe even worse, because this is Memphis. They do not like people coming here. This is known as Voodoo Village. Now, the official name for this place is St. Peter's Spiritual Temple. However, the people of Memphis named it Voodoo Village because nobody knows what's really going on back there, and it looks creepy as hell. This community was started in 1960, and it's located at the end of a dead-end street, so you don't have any business being down there, and they know that, and they'll make sure you leave. But what we do know is it's heavily Masonic, specifically the Order of the Eastern Star. Now, how do we know this? Because you can tell from the crosses on top of the temple, and then here, look. This cross is on the front door of the temple, and it screams Order of the Eastern Star, from the color to it, to the stars on it, to the cross itself. These are some more stars that are located on some of the buildings on the property. Notice how they're green, blue, red, yellow, and white, right? And the middle pentagon is upside down. Now look, this is the symbol for the Order of the Eastern Stars, which is a Freemason side group. Basically, if you want a video on them, just let me know because it's a lot. But look at the green, the red, the blue, the yellow, the white, and how the pentagon is upside down in the middle. Now with the Order of the Eastern Star, every color has a very specific meaning, and you can see the color red is used very heavily in Voodoo Village, along with Freemason symbolism. While we know that Freemasonry is generally extremely secretive, something suspicious is going on behind these gates, because if you attempt to approach this Freemason lodge in Memphis, Tennessee, you will be met with machetes, bats, and maybe even worse, because this is Memphis.
Did you know that Freemasonry plays a huge role? Did you know that Freemasonry plays a huge role in voodoo and...
You see the skull and bones? The skull and bones represents power and strength, stolen by secret societies of America and praised in necromancy, voodoo, or black magic. This is why skull and bones are praised or used in necromancy or black magic at Yale University. Necromancy, communication with the dead, usually in order to obtain insight into future or to accomplish some otherwise impossible task. To learn ancient knowledge of the past. Indigenous Americans originally used necromancy, or AKA black magic, to talk to their deceased ancestors one more time. It is an inherently human need to talk to your ancestors one more time. It was demonized by colonizers, but they used it to obtain ancient knowledge and also to tell the future.
Doom is one form of African spirituality.
Oh.
Just like you have many different branches of Christianity, you have many different branches
Catholic,
of African
Pentecostal.
spirituality. Absolutely.
It's a denomination.
For lack of a better
You could
term?
call it a denomination for lack of a better term, right? Under the umbrella of African spirituality. So many of our ancestors who came to Haiti, if you would, they came.
Did you know that Freemasonry plays a huge role in voodoo and...
The Bantu Mongol Congo, ancient people who can trace their lineage back to ancient Kemet. They were caught up in the cross-Atlantic slave trade. Millions were kidnapped and forced aboard ships and brought to America. Their genetics still float through the veins of many African Americans today. The Bantu Mongol were terrorized and abused by the Belgians, forced to stop their traditions. They fled to the deep jungles of the Congo, where many of them still live off the land today, turning their back on technology. Study. For the more you study, the more options you will have. And the more options definitely means the more power.
Yeah, so I might have to do another video on this, right? But it said only open to men who initiated take the oath to not reveal the secret teachings and practice of the order. Members are typically known as Abakuas and are divided amongst lodges and chapters called Wagos. It's like sports, to play sports or some shit. Abakua derives largely from the Ikpe Society of West Africa, but displays adaptations like inclusion, role, and Catholic symbolism. Okay, Day of the Three Kings, Atlantic slave trade. This is the African Secret Society. Represents a confraternity. It's a religious group. It operates as a mutual aid society. Only men are permitted entry. An Afro-Cuban version of Freemasonry. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that video. The term Abakua is one of the major Africans. So you got The other is Santeria, which derives largely from Yoruba religion. I told you Yoruba they officially into voodoo. Remember, you got Queen Europa, Yoruba, Europe, okay? Palo, which has its origins among the Congo religion. So this is why I was under the impression that the Bantu was just straight, voodoo. But maybe they are more secret society Freemasonry origins. So we have to do the breakdown on that coming up. Thus, Abakua members also practice Palo or Santeria. Or alternatively are Babalawos, initiates in the divinatory system of Ifa. Babalaloa, okay, Caribbean, South African, Spanish, literally means father of secrets or mysteries in the Yoruba language. It's a spiritual title, denotes a high priest. Oh, this is why Umar be calling people Baba. So Umar is a cold-blooded Freemason priest. Father of secrets in the Yoruba language. It is a spiritual title that denotes a high priest of Ifa oracle. Ifa is a divination system that represents the teachings of Orisa or Ramila, the Orisha of wisdom, who turn and serves as the auricular, I can't pronounce that for some reason, oracular representative of Olodumare. Shit, these African words be having me stumbling with my English indoctrination. Okay, just more about Yoruba mythology. Alright, so the Baba is like the voodoo priest. But yeah, this Abakua. So I ain't gonna get too deep into that because we're gonna do a breakdown of Abakua. Right? We're gonna do a breakdown of the Abakua. Let's go back to, we had Palo. Let's see, Palo is a national religion. Creole speech based on both Kikongo and Spanish. I don't know why I didn't know that. So this is secret society. So it says rather than being practiced openly, its practices are typically secretive. Okay. They also acknowledge each other with a special handshake, and their right thumbs are locked together as their palms meet. So this is where you're. See, the one thing that this comment has showed me that once you do the research on this, you end up with the African voodoo origins of Freemasonry because of the Abakua and the Palo, right? So y'all can pause and read all this, but that's, if you want that. They talking about ritually accepted. We got some artwork. The Bakongo Cosmos. Right. So this is Congo. The firmas, like the firmament, was taken from the Spanish for signature, play an important role in Palo ritual. They are alternatively referred to as the packs or deals. The firmas are incorporated lines, arrows, circles, and crosses, as well as skulls, suns, and moons. They allow Mpongo to enter the ceremonial space with a sign or corresponding to the Pongo that is being invoked and drawn at any given ceremony. This is voodoo for sure. As they facilitate contact between the worlds, the Firmas are deemed to be roads. They also have established the will of living over the dead, directing the actions of both human and spiritual participants in a ritual. The Firmas are akin to the Veve employed in Haitian voodoo as honor for Runa used by Abakua members. So that Abakua, we got to get into that Abakua. Firmas are derived from sigils, demon sigils, employed in European ceremonial magic. Okay, I ain't even got to hit the link on ceremonial magic. We come on now. However, some of the designs commonly found in Firmas, such as the sun circling the earth and a horizon line dividing the worlds, are probably borrowed from traditional Congo cosmology. There are many different designs. I've been telling you about this Congo. I've been telling you many different designs. Some are specific to the Pungo. It invokes other particular Masungo Congo or to an individual practitioner as they are deemed very powerful with knowledge. Firma's meanings are often kept secret, even to new initiates. Some practitioners have a notebook in which they have drawn the firmas that they use and from which they may teach others. So this is deep. Before ceremony, firmas are drawn around the room, including on the floor, on the walls, or on ritual objects. They are often placed at locations such as a directional movement, such as a window or door. The creation of these drawings is accompanied by chants called mambas. See, this is mambo souls. Gotta do that video on mambo souls. Black people would know what I'm talking about. Gunpowder piles at a specific points of the firma may be lit with the explosion deemed to attract the pungo. Firmas are also cut into the bodies of new initiates and drawn into the ganga as it's being created. This shit is heavy, man. Offerings of animals. You see what it say? Okay. Food, cigars, candles, flowers, money. I was just talking to my guy, Book of Gabriel, NPC the game, right? We were just talking about how in Taiwan they got altars that venerate the ancestor, right? They do the altar with the sweets and the things the person used to like, candles, flowers, money, but especially blood, which the Ganga feeds on to grow and gain power. Animal is the key part of Palo ritual. Matanza, the slaughter. I ain't gonna read too much of that, but you see what they saying. The victim's feet may be washed and is given water to drink. You see what they talking about. Music, dance, and possession. Okay. Antiphonal. These are what the songs are called in various African diasporic traditions. So this is your Holy Ghost in the church. Okay, Santeria coming up. Okay, let's talk about it. Various styles of drumming have been transmitted within Palo, including the Rhythmus Congo rhythm, the place, Congo rhythms, and Bantu influences. See, this is why I told you our DC go-go music is really ceremonial voodoo music. Bantu ceremonial voodoo music, not the original Bantu quadrille. I know you're gonna get me, but for the ones that do, you dig? But let's stay on point. While performing, the drummers may V against one another to display their skills. Possessed dog. One of the dancers may be possessed by the dead. The possessed individual often give advice, reveal secrets, predict the future, and cleanse attendees of negative influence. initiates and rites of passage. The ceremony is usually timed to occur on the night of a waxing moon, performing when the moon reaches its fullest light. Due to the belief that the moon's potentially grows in tandem with that of the dead, it will place the room of religion, sometimes known as the room, which involves animal knockoffs. 2 cockerels are required, although sometimes additional animals will be knocked off to feed the Ganga. Yeah. They talking about ceremony. So check this out. The initiatives will then be cut. Instruments used have been razors, rooster spurs, or thorns. Cutting may be made on the chest, shoulders, back, hand, legs, or tongue. Some of the cuts will be straight lines. Others will be crosses or more elaborate designs forming firmas. See, this is why them Africans mark their face up. This is why they cut their face up. The cuts are believed to be open to the initiate up. The cuts are believed to open the initiate up to the spirits of the dead, thus enabling possession. Damn. A common belief in Palo is that the dead may possess the initiate at the moment of the cutting, and thus is not thought uncommon if they faint during it. Jeez Louise. The blood produced is then collected and given to the Ganga. Something practitioners believe enhances the cauldron's power to heal or harm initiates. So this is what I'm telling y'all about this voodoo shit. To heal or harm. That's what you gotta understand. You can't just put the negative aspect on it and be like, yeah, it's witchcraft, Satanism. But you can't just put it's right hand healing, this is God's magic, it's hoodoo, it's Dr. Sabi. To heal or to harm, okay? What did it say? Strange initiative hair may also be placed in the Ganga, parts of the content. So I thought the Ganga was the medicine, but they saying how you make this medicine is through this shit right here, if I'm reading it correctly. Parts of the content of the Ganga, right? The medicine may be rubbed into the initiative wound, sometimes including bone dust scraped from fumbe. These wounds will be packed with candle wax and chamba, the latter mix of powder, human bone, rum, chili, and garlic. The cuts sometimes leave scars. These cuts will be done. The blindfold will be removed. So this is why Freemasonry used the blindfold. So you done. Yeah, Palo and Akuba is Freemasonry. The African origins of Freemasonry. We got to do a video on that. New initiative must learn the correct manner in which to approach the Ganga and how to perform a sacrifice to it. Students are instructed in Palo through story songs, recollections of the elders. Okay, you got divination, pieces of coconut shell, other shells. So they saying both of these divinatory styles are also employed by different names of Santeria followers. So you got 2 different styles of divination. This one got something to do with gunpowder, healing and hexing. That's a good way to put it. Healing and hexing. Let me try to run through this because y'all gotta understand how this voodoo shit work for real. Palo's practitioners often claim their rituals will immediately remedy a problem, and thus clients regularly approach Palero or Palera when they want a rapid solution to an issue. The nature of this issue varies. It can involve dealing with state bureaucracy or immigration issues, relationships, blah, blah, blah. The fee is paid. Ocha noted that common wisdom held a fee charged in Palo. Practitioners engage in the healing through the use of charms, formulas, and spells, often drawn on advanced knowledge of Cuban plants and herbs. The first steps that Palo will take to assist someone is the clearing in which the harmful dead are brushed off, affect the person. Yada, yada, yada. Belongos. Oh, that's like evil spirit shit. Alright, so I don't know, this was a good one. I didn't think it was gonna go this far. Palo, African diaspora development, right? Heavily upon the Congo religion. And the Ganga is the spiritual healer, right? Ritual specialist, diviner in Congo religion. So this is, which we read that it breaks down to the word medicine, right? Expert. It also be derived from Ganga, which means medicine, and Proto-Bantu. So I'm gonna go with the Proto-Bantu definition. You always wanna go Proto. And we got into the Congo religion, about the zombie. So they put an N and an M, but the N and the M is silent in the beginning. So the Bukongo and the Bakongo. I think this is one he was saying is all lies, but at least they mentioned Zambi. We looked into who Zambi was. The supreme God, the Sky Father. So this is where your Christian God comes from. After the Portuguese colonization, Zambi became synonymous with the Christian God and existed chiefly as the creator God. Okay? So Christianity comes from the Bantu. And this is, so you got Yambe. African mythology. Damn, they don't even call it mythology. Zambi is God. Elephant face. So it's funny they call Zambi the elephant face, but then in Hindu, you got an elephant god. You got a god with an elephant face. Zambi means God. People also search for Kalunga, death. Gods of war, Palo gods. Palo. Zambia, the place of Zambi. Remember, the suffix "ia" means the place of, like Philadelphia. You know, things that end in IA, it's like the place of. Well, let's get some images before we get out of here, man. We learned a lot. You got Zambia, you know. The black man is God. This where they should be getting it from. The black man is God. Another picture of Zambi. But I've seen that in Orisha. Orisha drawing. There goes Zambi. Couple images. Let's just put. See what images we get. There are multiple matches for Zambia, including the creator god of Africa. They keep calling it mythology, Kenyan and something. It's the African god responsible for health of humans, birth of children, female counterpart. Zambesi, the sky mother and goddess of the moon. Zambi, the creator of the world. Zambi is just, kind, merciful, and said to look after the poor. Zambi is invisible, and people believe that thunder was the sound of Zambi and his people talking in the sky. See Congo people come up, Bantu people come up. And I told y'all they was in South Central. They was the entire Africa. Really no, they just say it directional. It was South, they was East, they was pretty much everywhere right underneath the North. But look at the symbols at the bottom. It's like he got the crucifixion pose with his arms raised. Yeah, that's probably where the crucifixion pose come from. Okay, so you got Voodoo Haiti, Kamina Jamaica, Palo in Cuba, Candomblé Bantu in Brazil, High Creator God of Congo, Zambi, Pungo. So that's what I'm saying. The people that worship the god of Bantu, which is Zambi, they practicing voodoo, but my guy is saying no. Pungo is prison. We got to see what he's talking about, because that's interesting.
Bandeko bana nzambe tozali na esengo mingi pona tina na kopartage na bino mateya oyo biso bandeko ya chaîne de télévision chrétienne la révélation de Jésus-Christ oyo
we can only go off the picture.
Boye na kati ya mateya oyo tolika kati na kolobela prière oyo pape tope ba kati na kolobela yango pe tokolobela lisusu Simon Kimbangu nzamba mpungu tokolobela église kimbangiste tokolobela Simon Kimbangu pe tokolika kati na kolobela branche avec église oyo ebotami à partir église kimbangiste lokola neti bundu ya Congo oyo toliko kabelika oyo ya mwandasim boye tolika kati na komona na suka makambo oyo surtout conséquence ya ba makambo oyo tope ya na kobunga oyo satana za kolinga abungisa kibota na nzambe bana na nzambe ko tobenga ba chrétien ba vrai ezali ko oyo pesi biso nzela po tolika kati est utile pour susu asali ki kombo oyo nzamba mpongo po te biso nyoso tuzaka na kati ko bu moko ya baboti nanga azalaki pasteur tanga azalaki na bomoi na kati na église kimbangiste donc ça veut dire était na tango wana tondimela kolois masiate okende bitendele ezaba biloko oyebi yango ndenge diangenda latisaka bato basaki po basenga bolimbisi ya lisumu ya adamu na eva ezaba makambo oyo tit na ngai ndambo na yango nasali yango na kati église kimbangiste bazali pe na kati na nzambe bandeko mabe ezali base ezali côté po to tosangana na kati tozali kobondela pre mutu moko tiami oyo bandeko na kati kosambela okobenga nzambe El Shaddai ezali na lingala te to pe mususu lelo oyo bato bakoni kobimisa polele kobenga nkolo masia Yoshua Amashia ezali na hébreu ezali na lingala te ezali ndenge moko mutu abengi nzambe na langue na ye ezali likambo ya kote yango soni te to kobomba yango te to pe kombo yango atangi yango eza malamu to ezali mabe yango oyo tozwi responsabilité na biso mpona kobimisa mabe oyo eza na kati ya kombo oyo ekobeta sete tokozwa mokanda bien mal timi alamu bongola mawa mpona kobenga yango ezali na kofungola sikoyo boye tolobi ete nzambe ya mpungu to lokola shekina ezali colonisme image oyo eza koexplike azali ki ete oyo ete kombo oyo mpungu elingi koloba nini mpe yango euti wapi awa na liboso tozali komona batableau mibale ezali tableau oyo ya liboso eza na kikongo oyo eza kolinga kati na kolakisa biso nzambi a tulendo nzambi tulendo to nzambi awa na ezali ya na lingala tulendo ezali nguya nyonso donc moto alobi nzambi tulendo to nzambi ya tulendo azali moto akomela lingala tout simplement nzambe ya nguya nyonso to pe nzambe ya nguya ezali Dieu et puis na Kikongo nzambi atulendo na lingala nzambe ya nguya nyonso na français tomelaki ete Dieu tout puissant topé Dieu puissant ndenge tuti komona yango na makomi ndenge ezali non le nom de Jésus-Christ etikaka kaka Jésus-Christ na français na lingala Yesu Christ eza koka malamu na hébreu yango tozoli kaka ko tosoka lobi le Seigneur Jésus-Christ le Seigneur na Kikongo donc soki motalo Yesu Christ kombo kitoko na Yesu Christ kolo apambola moko
na biso na kati ya YouTube boye pona chaîne oyo na yango penza asika.
That was something. So I said we got a lot of research to do. We got a lot of research to do. Now you got people saying Zambi's Egyptian origin. Damn. I need my man Quadril to come do a show. But look, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. Like and subscribe, share the video. Oh, wait, do y'all remember Simeon Toko? Oh, y'all making, I was just about to get out of here. Y'all go back and look at the video I did on Simeon Toko. He was like this African dude that they couldn't kill. He kept coming back. They was chopping him up. Man, that was crazy. Simeon Toko attached to the story, man. So yeah, we're gonna get deeper into this, man. This shit getting heavy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace, I'm out.
You go bow for the result, though. Nothing to discuss, oh, cause I did win by default and without any doubt, oh. I'm a me happy adult, oh. I no go feed the choice out, oh. I'm a mind that's with the talk, oh. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulate my love, oh. I know holy, and I know that they're both like the Baba Frayo, my ayo, don't cry, yo. I need to go and shayo. 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 I did Patagot when them kill Soboma. I did try to buy moto, want Toyota Corolla. My feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Now you crash your Ferrari for Lucky Bona. Now some more to remake could have been all over. My feelings today swing like Django Lover.
Desde luego que efectivamente el concepto de Congo, que es un concepto muy genérico.
Cachimba, bota el humo para Loma, cachimba. Bota el humo para Loma, cachimba. El sombrero.
Palos, hierbas, animales, sangre de los animales y hasta sangre humana. Las tierras que bordean la bahía de Biafra, mortíferas para los blancos en los días de la trata, vinieron muchos esclavos a Cuba. Se les llamaba generalmente carabalíes y procedían de numerosas etnias. Estos carabalí nos dejaron también sus ritos, su música, sus dialectos, su férreo código ético en las sociedades secretas Abakua, las confraternidades, potencias, juegos o tierras de ñáñigos, de las que sobreviven más de un centenar en las ciudades puertos cubanos de La Habana, Matanzas y Cárdenas.
creo que a través de los tiempos, nuestra cacareada identidad nacional se ha ido definiendo de diversas formas, de acuerdo a diversos intereses. La historiografía burguesa yo pienso.
You go bow for the result, though. Nothing to discuss, oh, cause I did win by default and without any doubt, oh. I'm a me happy adult, oh. I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the choice out, oh. I'm a mind that's with the dog, oh. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulate my love, oh. I know holy, and I know that they're both like the Baba Frayo, my ayo, don't cry, yo. I need to go and shayo. 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 I did Patagot when then kill Soboma. I did try to buy moto, one Toyota Corolla. My feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Now you crash your Ferrari for Lucky Bona. Now some more to remake with that pain all over. My feelings today swing like Django Lover. Feelings today swing like Timbani at you. From a white dog in Fenisuru. Why you say I did nothing for you when if I do anything you want me to do? Timbani at you. From a white dog in Fenisuru. Why you say I did nothing for you when if I do anything you want me to do? Maybe another time, maybe another life, you will be my. We don't cast, last, now everybody go to breakfast. You go bow for the result, though. Nothing to discuss, oh, cause I did win by default and without any doubt, oh. I'm a me happy adult, oh. I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the choice out, oh. I'm a mind that's with the dog, oh. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulate my love, oh. I know holy, and I know that they're both like the Baba Frayo, my ayo, don't cry, yo. I need to go and shayo. 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 I did Patagot when then kill Soboma. I did try to buy moto, one Toyota Corolla. My feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Now you crash your Ferrari for Lucky Bona. Now some more to remake with that pain all over. My feelings today swing like Django Lover. Feelings today swing like Timbani at you. From a white dog in Fenisuru. Why you say I did nothing for you when if I do anything you want me to do? Timbani